So this man went to the filling station, bought fuel there, took the fuel to his in-laws house and then set the house on fire using the fuel he got, in the process killing his in-laws husband and her 6 children. The story is wild. Let me explain. Now his name is Deji, he's from Ondo State, Nigeria, and as at the time of the incident, he was a 45-year-old man who happens to be a palm wine tapper. Every day he would walk down the dusty road to different palm trees, which he would climb, tap wine from them, and then sell the wine to different customer or anyone who requests for it. Despite this job being a tough one, with Deji making as little as few thousand naira every week, he felt proud doing the job, and everything seemed to be going well for him. But then one day, while Deji was busy with his palm wine tapping work, he saw a beautiful lady named Titi who was hawking sachet water along the roadside. To make things more interesting, Titi was also an indigene of Ondo State, just like Deji. So Deji decided to patronize Titi by buying some water from her, and this led them to start chatting. From their small chat here and there, they became friends, and from friends, they became close friends. Eventually, their friendship soon grew into a relationship, and Titi moved into Deji's home, where they began living together as a couple. And for a while, everything between Deji and Titi seemed perfect. They enjoyed each other's company, and sometimes Titi's elder sister Jumoke would even come over to visit them. Whenever she visits them, before she leaves, she would request for some money from Deji for sister-in-law dues, and Deji would gladly give her a bit of cash. Other times, before leaving, she would take along some of the foodstuff in Deji's house. That is to tell you how cool everything was between Deji and Titi's family. However, after a few months of Deji and Titi living together, things began to change. Small problems started to creep into their relationship. The first major problem arose when Titi requested money from Deji, saying she wanted to use it to expand her sachet water business. So, out of the love Deji has for Titi, he gave her the sum of 30,000 naira to use to expand the business. However, after he gave this money to her, she squandered it carelessly. The second major problem that followed was when Deji gave Titi the sum of 25,000 naira to keep for him. But Titi, on receiving this money, squandered it carelessly. These were the kind of issues that kept on popping out in Deji and Titi's relationship. The tension between them kept on building until one day when Titi told Deji that she was no longer interested in the relationship. To make things worse, she also terminated the 4-month pregnancy which she was carrying for Deji, packed her bags and moved to Jumoke's house. At this point, Deji felt heartbroken and betrayed. He felt Titi never truly loved him. He believed she and her sister Jumoke had only used him for financial support to satisfy their basic needs. So, in order to get back at them, Deji demanded Titi to refund the 55,000 naira he gave to her when they were still dating, which included the 30,000 naira he gave to her for business and also the 25,000 naira he gave to her to keep for him, both of which she had squandered. However, according to Deji, Titi refused to refund the money, and instead, she and Jumoke began mocking him. Whenever they came across each other on the road or anywhere else, Titi and Jumoke would rain insult on him and embarrass him. When Deji couldn't take it anymore, he decided to report the matter to the police, hoping they could resolve the issue and order Titi to pay him back the 55,000 naira. But at the same time, Titi and her sister Jumoke were also going to the police, trying to get them involved in their side of the issue. However, the police couldn't really do much other than telling them to settle it between themselves amicably, and the reason is because the police usually don't get involved in financial disputes between couples since they are considered civil matters, not criminal ones. So one day, after another reporting session with the police, Titi and Jumoke continued mocking Deji as they left the station together. This made Deji furious and he decided he would put an end to everything that day. So he went to a fuel station, bought fuel worth 500 naira, which was around 3.5 liters then, and waited until around 2 a.m. when he knew Jumoke and Titi would be fast asleep. As soon as it was 2 a.m, he went to their house, poured the fuel around the building, lit the building on fire, and then he left. With the help of the fuel Deji poured on the building, the fire grew massively and ended up burning everyone inside Jumoke's house, including Jumoke's paralyzed husband and her 6 kids. However, Jumoke and Titi, who were the main target of Deji, surprisingly survived. You see, just a few minutes before Deji started the fire, Jumoke had stepped out to use the public toilet, which was behind the main building of their house. So when Deji set the main building on fire, the the public toilet area was safe. By the time Jumoke returned to the house, what she saw was the house in flames. On seeing this, she tried to rescue her 6 children and her paralyzed husband from the fire, and they were immediately rushed to the hospital. However, they didn't make it. I would have showed you guys the picture of Jumoke's husband and her kids in the hospital, but this video will get censored, so check out my Telegram channel for it. As for Titi, even though she was inside the house when Deji set it on fire, she miraculously escaped unharmed, unlike Jumoke's husband and children. So this was how the police tracked down Deji and arrested him for arson and murder. After his arrest, the police conducted a little background search, and that was when they found out that this would be the second time that Deji had murdered someone. The first person he murdered was his first wife named Aboye Akinola in the year 2000, and he did it with a knife. After committing this murder, he was arrested and sentenced to jail, but unfortunately he escaped a few years later along with other inmates during a jailbreak. After escaping, he started life afresh in Ondo State until when he committed another crime, which is this one. I tried searching for any reports that revealed how many years sentencing Deji got for setting Jumoke's family on fire. However, I couldn't find any. Maybe the case is still in court or Deji has escaped again, who knows. Anyways, follow me for more crazy stories. I'm Caleb and I've uncovered this case.